Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Jan here with Andra and Creator for our JFH app test session. And a bunch of new heroes have joined Justice for Hire.app, as you can see on the t-shirt, in the last week, which is awesome too, because I think word of mouth is just spreading. It seems like a bunch of real life superhero type folks and then a bunch of Star Wars type folks have joined the cast. And that's really, really cool because they all have their own like unique flair. But I had like a little issue 2 days ago on the app where I was being loaded in cast chat, so that little balloon button up there, to the center to not the latest message. So that's essentially the theme here. And I was wondering if anybody else is having that challenge. So we're going to test it because we want to ensure the greatest experience for you guys on the app. So if you want to join the cast, it's justiceforhire.app, and you can be a hero or villain or a client that hires heroes and villains. If you want to help us build the studio, the world's first social film studio, which is Real World, REELWURLD. You can invest in the company, own a piece of it, and help us make more shows and more films in the same way we're making Justice for Hire with an entire global cast. And that's at realworld.com. You can go to realworld.com, or you can go to wefunder.com/realworld. That's wefunder.com/REELWURLD. With that said, pass it over to our tech lead, app developer, CTO, Andra, to give any other guidance as well and say hi.
Hi, everyone. After you log in with your own credentials, we're doing the test on mobile. We're focused on mobile, on the mobile experience. After you open the cast chat, you will immediately see if your focus is taken to the bottom of the page, like the last message, or if it's anywhere else on the page. For me, it's not reproducing. I'm on an iPhone. If you are doing this test on Android or any other, let us know, and let us know what your experience is when you're opening the cast chat.
And guys, just to give you some direction on like what we can say in there. I mean, there's a bunch of new heroes, so just feel free to say hi. Anything you write in there, since this is the public-facing app, it should be part of the actual experience rather than test. We normally put brackets around it, so don't put any test today. I'm just going to say hi to these guys who are asking if anyone's in New Jersey, if anyone's in Chicago. So again, that's.
I think it makes sense how this is taking off. And I also saw in the IG, slowly but surely, the IG, all the groups chat will be replaced by this cast chat for what's pertaining to the cast chat. One of the heroes was saying, hey, I just want you to know that you're going to find me on the cast chat in the app. So I think that that's a behavior that's changing in our community, which is great. So with that said, let's see how this behaves. If it's more practically what we're doing now. It's a stress test. We're stressing the app functionality on the cast chat. So yeah, let's see.
And Claus, welcome, and let us know if you have any questions. And thank you for being here, both of you guys.
Hello. Hi. I'm on the iPad, and I just wrote in the chat, in the chat I wrote hello.
Oh, I saw it
to the bottom.
Yeah, I see it. So again, the thing we're testing is maybe also leave and come back into cast chat and see if you see your latest message or the latest message, because that was the challenge I was having. I was communicating with Omega Win. I said hi to him on DM. I realized that there was a message in cast chat. I went to say hi in cast chat, and I went back to DM. And every time I go back and forth, I was being pushed up on the. I wasn't seeing the latest message. I was seeing much older messages. So that's the real thing that we want to make sure is that when people come into the cast chat or they're very active on the app on a day, are they actually seeing the latest message rather than being placed higher up? Because they may not know where to scroll. They may not know where to scroll up or down. And we just want to make sure that it's smooth for everybody and consistent for everybody.
So I just did that, Jen. So creator was the last message, and I went and I DM'd him, and I went back to the cast chat, and it's still taking me to the last message at the bottom. So
nice.
Somebody just wrote I be vibing, but then it just like went, I think it went to the top.
yeah.
So that's a good, right? I'm going to start sending you guys some DMs too, just to see if there's, for whatever reason, any correlation between the DMing and the cast chat, for whatever reason.
Hello.
Yes.
So I'm right here. You're at, it shows me April 28th, but then it goes to March 23rd and then January 18th. So
Yeah, the March 23rd one. The others are data that needs to be.
it's just, are they putting it in random spots?
Yeah, just go for the March 23rd one.
My iPad's on 7, I know. I'm looking for the one.
Oh, okay, so it went to the bottom of the page.
Yes, it does.
No, we need to be on the social more in class.
So I'm in class.
Creator, I just sent you a message on DM. I'm going to go back in.
Got it.
Nice. Claus, I'm sending you now too.
Sorry, what?
Oh, I'm sending you a DM, and then I'm going to go back into cast chat.
I responded.
Now, the only thing I am finding is that when I press back, it doesn't let me go back to the, this is the second time it happened in DM. Oh, it just happened. It just happened. There we go. So I came in, and now I am in, this is where it left me off. I scrolled like a half bit. So I'm where Lone Wolf was talking, and February 23rd. So I just got thrown back into February 23rd.
Okay. After you scrolled?
No, I'm saying that I went in and I automatically know to scroll down, but so I like started to scroll and I realized that I was actually like higher up. So I scrolled back up to February 23rd. If you can see, I still have to scroll down a lot to actually get to where we are. So this is Sensei Claus's latest message. So I do one, This is actually really weird. The DMs I just sent are not popping up to Sensei and the creator. Reloading the page.
I've got one from you from 4/14. Is that showing up for you?
No, I just sent you and creator DMs. Creator, did you get one? I could have sworn you just showed it on screen. It said, "Hey, creator." So yeah, positive you just showed it on screen. It's very weird. So I'm just going to reload the whole page.
Did you went back by pressing back or by pressing the button, the chat?
I pressed the back button in the app 3 times. I got the same page reloaded 3 times. And then to escape that, I pressed the world button.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I never used the actual, I'm on Safari, so I never used the Safari browser.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this time I went back into Cast Chat. I had to press World. I went into Cast Chat and it threw me back into where I'm supposed to be, which is where Sensei Claus's latest thing is. So let's see if the DMs are there. So I just accidentally pressed the balloon button again. And this time it moved me slightly up. So just as a note, but it's only slightly up. It's today's messages. But I still don't have the DMs that I just sent to Sensei Claus and to.
That's weird.
Yeah, super weird. And I'm looking back at an old Sensei Claus string and nothing's there. I have 3 old Sensei Claus strings very far down
Well,
and
if-
nothing's there. Claus, you didn't receive anything from me on DM?
can you check if you have more threads, because the data is corrupt and we discussed about this. Can you just check the latest thread with Sensei Claus?
Yeah, I just checked the latest thread with Sensei and it doesn't have it. It should be at the top. But creator, I'm just gonna look in and see if I find you again.
The latest thing I have from Jan is from about 4 minutes ago. And I
Okay.
sent him a couple of silly text faces since.
Okay, so I haven't received that.
Okay,
How
so
come I'm
let me
not
turn
allies
that
with
thing
creator?
on.
Allying you right now, creator. All right, so I see our message exchange creator when I go to your profile, but I don't. Let's see if it's changed. So I'm still having the back button issue.
Okay, noted.
Oh, there we go. After 3 presses, I got back to him.
Well, you shouldn't be pressing more than once.
Well, I'm saying, but when I press it, it loads it. Or it, at the very least, as a user, I believe that it loads it because the page changes and then
Okay.
loads it. Yeah, I still don't have anybody in the DM. So I'm actually going to log out, log back in. Actually, no, I'm going to reload the whole page. Still don't have it. So I'm going to log out, log back in.
So
You do have it. It's just that in a thread, in a separate thread.
Well, I'm saying it's not popping up at the top of my DMs list.
But that's not the same as it's not there. So if it's one thing to not be at the top or to not be there at all. So you're saying it's not there at the top or it's not there at all?
I believe I'm saying both. Because it is not here at the top. And when I scroll down to the only Sensei Claus threads that I have, it's not in any of those.
Okay.
So both, it's not at the top. And I'm gonna look back, now I see old creator threads. So I'm gonna look in here and see if they're there. Which they're not. Which is odd because these threads also have, for both Sensei and for creator has the same video in the thread in 2 of the other essentially dead threads. But the thread that I find through his profile, which is the latest thread, which is 1 of 3, has the same video, but also has the rest of our communication. So the same happens for.
So Jen, if you are, so the cleanest test, because this is not a clean test, the best test is, because the data is corrupt and we discussed already about it, before we clean all the data, would be to create a new account and to test if that's happening, because the old messages were created with a certain logic, we updated the logic, and then that's why it doesn't find it. So this test is not the most accurate.
Okay, so we've done two separate tests here, right? One is the cast chat itself. The cast chat test has brought me back to a place that is essentially not the latest. So we confirmed that that's happening for whatever reason on my phone. I'm not sure if it happens on Sensei or David. The only way that, again, how I replicated it was sending multiple DMs while looking in cast chat and rapid fire doing that. So that's how I recreated it. And then separately, as a second test, we realized that some of the DMs were not coming up. But that could potentially be because both Creator and Sensei have older accounts, as do I. And therefore we should create a new test user and then jump in and see if that's the case.
Exactly.
Okay, so two separate tests. Okay, great. So should we, Andrea, do you feel satisfied with the information you have regarding the
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so then now we're moving to logging in as test heroes or test any role.
Yeah. And please stay on just the chat, because as these tests are being done on the public platform, I want to make sure that the data is immediately deleted. So just create a user, go to cast chat, and then DM each other.
Okay, so we should do this on justiceforhire.app.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do it.
So these ones should have the little brackets in them, right? Because they're going to clean up later, or should we make these look real?
No, just
test brackets, right?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll have you guys know that my test name is Final Fight Guy. And if you are a gamer, you'll remember that Final Fight, an amazing, wonderful side-scrolling beat 'em up game, had three characters, Hager, Cody, and Guy, but Guy was not available in the home edition for the first release of the Final Fight franchise. Later, Guy was released. He was the ninja guy. Awesome. All right, so here's good. So this is my first time in Cast Chat, and I'm in January.
Okay.
Do you want me to screenshot it?
Can you just did you touch the screen before it loaded?
Nope. The only thing I did was I pressed skip for now on the pop-up.
Okay.
You want me to screenshot?
Yes, please.
Okay.
There is a delay, so it waits for it to load. But it's maybe I should decrease that delay, because it's waiting for all the chats to be loaded until it scrolls at the bottom. So yeah, that's a good catch.
All right. Interestingly enough, I think you're totally right about this, Andra, because just now I sent you that message, that text message. I which of course I took a screenshot, wrote the text message, sent it to you, and then when I return, I'm at the bottom. Am I at the bottom? Yes, I'm at the bottom. So I'm at the bottom now, which means that, yeah, it was essentially loading, but I could scroll. So I'm wondering, is there a way to load the latest messages first rather than the older messages first? So that way.
The home. So first of all, I know what's happening because I wrote the code. So that's what, it's a great catch. It's a great catch because what means now that as the volume increases of the chat, the delay, so the time that the code is waiting is less than how long it takes. So that's why it only takes you there. So this is a great catch, and this is how we get into stress testing. Yes, there is the solution. So it will be by next test session.
Awesome, thank you. And we, what do we do? We made these tests.
Yeah, now
DM,
do it for the DM as well. DM one of the new tests.
Okay.
Test accounts, test the back because that shouldn't be happening.
Testing you, Sensei, since you sent me a message. Test or test? So I do have Sensei at the top, and creator, what is your test account's name?
Okay, so with new account that happens. It's at the top and it's the latest.
Yeah, so I have the brand message and Sensei's message. They're
Yes.
at the top and waiting for Sensei's response. So potentially the issue before was because of how old the profiles are.
Yes.
Okay.
The corruption of the data. The data is corrupted, and we've discussed about the data cleanup. So that's gonna be solved.
Well, it seems to me, if Andra, unless there's anything else you'd like to test, I feel like that is essentially the majority of the thing you want to. That is the entirety of the thing we want to test today, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Michael, David, do you have anything to add? Thank you again for being here. No?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
One thing at first I would not call a real glitch is when I was trying to log in, this isn't a glitch, just something worth knowing. I used autocomplete for my email address, and I put a space in there, and I couldn't log in until I realized that it put a space in for some stupid reason. So that's something to know, but not something to really care about. It's not a glitch.
Well, that just speaks to the level of attention that there is a way to avoid that. That's a great catch. If you can send me a quick note with that. It's a situation to avoid. It's not showstopper, as I love to say it, but we should remove as many wrong steps that the user might take. So because it does get frustrating, and I think someone was just saying in the cache chat that it's what was, just to quote the this might be the case again. Great catch. Omega Win said having a pretty hard time logging in with the same email. So if he didn't see that there's an extra space there, that's why he had the hard time logging in with the same email. So That space would be removed. Now,
He made a special request for us to delete his first profile, the one that doesn't have the picture.
he can update his picture.
Oh, and now he has two Omega Wind profiles. He has Omega Space Wind, which is the first one he wanted deleted, and then he's got Omega Wind, which is the new one that he created because he couldn't log in.
Well, from a space. So the level of attention that needs to be reduced from our side. Okay, good catch again, Michael. And if there's nothing else to add, then we will just adjourn and see you in 2 weeks.
The only other thing I picked on today was when we made new accounts, I noticed that Jan was number 1999 and I was 2001, and I didn't see anybody in between us. So it seems to have skipped number 2000, or maybe David made a profile I just couldn't see. I don't know what happened there.
I don't think the creator made a profile. He said his iPad died.
Okay, so
yeah, we can test and see, but let me check something quickly here.
Great attention to detail, man. Thank you.
That's what's required of a tester. Date joined. Just give me a second. It's ending. By the way, this needs to be also updated. Nice. Yeah. Your number. Well, maybe one was true, but we'll see. The hero numbers also need to be this is all part of the data cleanup that we have to do. So great catch.
all right, cheers. So
Okay.
I'll write that up and just send you in a minute.
Yep. Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay. Well,
Thank you so much, guys.
thank you for being here, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you, guys. Oh, of course, and everybody who is on Justice for Hire or who's watching this, justiceforhire.app. Join the cast, be a hero, a villain, and or a client that hires heroes and villains in our cinematic universe, a show we're producing together as a community. And of course, you can invest in the company producing it, which is our company, which is our startup company, but it's actually the world's first social film studio. We're making movies and shows with the world, with communities, producing them together, starring them together. And if you want to see more shows made like Justice for Hire with communities, then you got to invest in the company, help us build it out. You don't have to, but you should. It's a huge opportunity. So that's wefunder.com/realworld, REELWURLD. Again, that's wefunder.com/realworld, REELWURLD. And we love you guys. And thank you as usual for watching. And we'll see you very, very soon. Thanks, Klaus. Klaus!